World of Concrete India 2024 with a landmark preview in Bengaluru, set to shape the future of construction industry. As a preview, the show held an insightful roundtable discussion with key industry speakers in Bengaluru. The event is scheduled to take place from 16th October to 18th October 2024 at the Bombay Exhibition Centre.
Now this L1 dilutes the whole thing. The lowest bidder, and you will be surprised, some of the bids in projects like Metro goes minus 30%. Now what will he do with minus 30%? It is common sense, no? Anybody can guess that. So unless, and I interacted with some of the projects at BIL at our airport, they had this wonderful scheme of L1 and T1. So you have to be the lowest also, and you have to be the technically most competent as well. Then only it works. I remember, and I'll take another 2 minutes, if you permit. I used to work in the 4-laning of Bangalore from Madiwala to Attebeli highway project way back in the early 90s. That was those days the very first Asian Development Bank project in India. And it was the largest project for L&T those days, 110 crore to be precise. We had a collaboration with a company called Colas from France to have the technology. There was one gentleman, one planning engineer, I still remember, one Mr. Joseph, who was a Frenchman. So what would happen, every 10 days, the service road and the alignment of the road will change, because some bureaucrat will come and say, my village is here, so you give one access to my village. And everything gets started changing. Joseph said way back in 1992, because we had the data that how much traffic is going to be on this road. He says, you mark my word, in less than 10 to 15 years, you will have a road above this road.
Again, like Rajneesh mentioned, we are in the right place at the right time. We have waited very long, I think, as a country. Today we have the population which creates markets. We have the talent which has been built up over time, and we have the right proportion of age within the population. We are not just passive consumers, we are active contributors significantly, not just in India, rest of the world also. So that is very positive. A little bit of, I'm putting it very crudely when I say that there's a bit of luck that many of the countries around the world are not doing so well at this point in time. We have a shift that is happening in terms of preference of India as a center for establishing capability centers, R&D centers, manufacturing units, not just in the lowest of technology level, it's slowly stepping up. So today we have the opportunity to be an active competitor to China, even with the China plus one strategy that most of the world is following now. I know it's probably at very nascent stages, but it's picking up steam, and we're seeing a lot of active establishments moving into India.
I spent my life in putting up steel plants and putting up cement plants, and for the last 3-4 years, what Gopinath just said, that the sustainability thing, and that really excited me. It has become a passion for me now, and that's what I pursue most of the time. Sustainability and innovation, the amount of the work which we need to do and we are doing on technology, on research, some of the fundamental work which is there. So sustainability per se, if you look at it, sustainability means conserving resources, managing with what we have, not consuming it in excess, and leaving sufficient, for the generations to come. So that's the broader definition of the sustainability. There are a lot of KPIs, the way the sustainability is measured, and one of the KPI is the amount of the CO2 emission which we do, and which we put it out into the atmosphere with the human activities. There are a lot of other KPIs, which are there to do with the gender diversity, to do with the ethics, to do with the biodiversity, to do with the work which we do for the community at large. I'll touch upon the sustainability from the point of the CO2 emission comes into the cement and concrete sector.
And media, thank you very much for coming here, and it's a great pleasure for me to share my or our company's experience in 3D printing technology. Basically, we are mechanical engineers coming from very machine making background. We had an opportunity 3 years or 2.5 years back to get into making 3D printers, design, develop, all software development from India. As Raj sir said, we should look into world and then see their standards and implement in India. Yes, definitely we have to look what the world is doing and grow and innovate in our own pace, right? We can be better than any of them in the world. So that's what we take, and we do all innovative products with the same mindset. So coming to the 3D printing, for the benefit of people here who are very new to 3D printing, just I'll brief in a few words what is 3D printing and some of the challenges and some of the innovations happening in 3D printing side. 3D printing is nothing but your metal and plastic printing technology using concrete. So you build the structures with the large scale 3D printer which has got a nozzle attached to it. It builds the structures layer by layer. The whole wall is created in the same fashion. So it has got different subsystems. You need a 3D printer machine, large scale printer machine, and you need a special mix, concrete mix, and you need all batching system, mixing system, right? And you need sophisticated software which can convert your digital design into machine language.
Speaking to the media, Mr. Rajneesh Khattar, Senior Group Director, Informa Markets in India, has elaborated about 10th anniversary edition of World of Concrete India 2024 to be held at Mumbai.
Is very close to my heart, and this year is what we have ensured is that this is not only the largest in terms of scale size, but it's also the most richest of the event in terms of the number of activities which are going to engage the industry. And we are coming up with global innovation theaters, we are coming up with master classes, CEO conclaves, CTO conclaves, awards, whatnot. So the whole idea is that we want to bring what happens worldwide in terms of best practices. Can't India follow that? So all that discussions and engagement will happen on the floor. So we are going to bring the trends of international community right in India under one roof. And as I said, 350 plus exhibitors, more than 15,000 plus trade visitors are going to really cherish and enjoy these 3 days of engagement. I think together only when the entire stakeholder community comes on board under one roof, I think that's the only way we can take India forward.